Thank you for meeting at such short notice. Number 11. What have you done to ensure election integrity on this platform?
Well, we've taken several steps to ensure that the orange Nazi Donald Trump didn't win re-election.
So, to ensure election integrity, you've undermined election integrity.
Well, I'm not sure that I'd put it that way.
Do not concern yourself. The culprit is known to me, and I have decided upon the appropriate action. Thank you for your service. Now, who's next?
So let's talk about chaos at Twitter. Elon Musk now eradicating another entire team or a large portion of a team. This time, more moderators. Details are scant. We don't really know exactly why he did it. And look, I've been critical of Elon, and I'm getting more critical of him because, you know, I've talked about him playing favorites on Twitter. I've talked about what was essentially a pretty salty response to Russell Brand endorsing Rumble as opposed to just, backing Russell and saying, hey, X is here. He actually claimed that X has done more to protect free speech than anybody else, which is hilarious. I mean, yes, X is a slightly better than it was before under Twitter. But to be totally honest, people are still getting banned every day. People are still getting shadow banned every day. We've got another video today about like some of his, biggest Twitter supporters turning on him, revealing there's some new levels of shadow banning and demonetization going on Twitter. Because Twitter wants the best of both worlds. They want to pretend that they're free speech, but it's really just not that. It's not that easy. But I feel like Elon wants to do the right thing, but doesn't really have the time to continue. I think he bailed too soon on Twitter. I understand why he did. He's getting a lot of pressure from Tesla investors, but now he has eradicated the election integrity team ahead of the 2024 elections. By the way, this video sponsored by, that's right, Field of Greens. The shredded lettuce in a double-double and the fruit filling in a donut are awesome, but they don't count against the 5 servings of fruits and vegetables you need a day. I won't nag you about your diet. Clearly, it's something I need to work on. I don't always eat healthy easier either, but I will share that the Mayo Clinic says that if you want to help prevent heart disease, lower blood pressure, and cholesterol, eat 5 servings of fruits and vegetables a day. I don't, and you probably won't. That's why I'm looking into Field of Greens. Unlike others, each fruit and each vegetable in Field of Greens was medically selected by doctors to support your vital organs, heart, lungs, kidneys, and immune system. Flu season is here. Trust Field of Greens to help you stay healthy. And it works fast. You'll feel better with more energy, and you'll notice your skin, hair, and even nails look healthier too. Let me get you started on your first order with 15% off. Visit fieldofgreens.com and use promo code TheQuartering. That's promo code TheQuartering at fieldofgreens.com to save. Twitter fires election integrity team. Aaron Roderick's co-lead of the department was targeted in a right-wing harassment campaign after trying to hire new employees to combat, quote, political misinformation. Now, this is, of course, from the leftoid Rolling Stone magazine. Next year, we'll see dozens of elections around the globe, but X, formerly Twitter, has seemingly abdicated responsibility for protecting users from misinformation during the democratic process. Now, of course, these media outlets never talk about the difference. We have misinformation, which does exist, and then there's information that they don't like or inconvenient information, which they also lump in with that. They also never seem to have a problem with, social media like Facebook and other places, changing their algorithm to push Democratic talking points, having an unfair playing field. Google's currently getting sued for that. Several European staffers working on threat disruption team on the social media platform, including senior manager Aaron Rodrigues, have been fired this week, according to a report in the tech publication The Informant that cited anonymous sources familiar with the matter. Site owner Elon Musk confirmed the termination of the team members on Wednesday. Last month, Rodrigues, a Canadian senior manager based in Ireland, posted on LinkedIn that he was looking to hire 8 staffers ahead of the more than 70 elections worldwide in 2024 to work on combating material that could undermine democracy. Quote, if you have a passion for protecting the integrity of elections and civic events, X is certainly at the center of the conversation. The new employees would work at one of several U.S. offices or in Toronto, Dublin, or Singapore. X's safety team likewise announced that they were expanding our safety to election teams to focus on combating manipulation, surfacing inauthentic accounts, and closely monitoring the platform for emerging threats. Now, we know that Twitter is, basically full of baloney. X is full of baloney in terms of, still not shadow banning people, still not promoting, certain accounts over other accounts. We know this is all still happening. But Rodrigues, whose law firm did not respond to multiple requests for comment on his apparent termination by X, never got the chance to build his team. The hiring notice attracted the notice of right-wing influencers, libs of TikTok, and Mike Benz, a former State Department official who at one point was angling for access to the so-called Twitter files, internal communications that conservatives believe demonstrated collusion between the company and U.S. government to censor conservative views and media. Well, it's not a conservative thing. Any moron can look at that. Any moron could look at the Twitter files and know that they were directly interfering with American citizens' First Amendment rights. I mean, Elvis Chan of the FBI did that on paper. It is undeniable. Quote, is Yoel Roth going to be hired to run this? Rychik asked. An expanded election integrity team mentioned an ex-safety update. Roth is a former head of trust and safety on Twitter who resigned last November. In a quote tweet, Benz replied to Rychik's sarcastic question, no, it's being run by Yoel Roth's former colleague who still somehow works at X despite appearing to think Musk is a effing dip-ass. His name is Aaron Rodrigues. In the post, Ben shared screenshots of his many recent criticisms of Rodrigues on the platform. In those tweets, Benz called Rodrigues one of CEO Linda Yaccarino's censorship shills. I noted that Rodrigues had apparently liked another user's tweet using the aforementioned epithet to describe Elon Musk. If we look back at this tweet, which is almost a month old now, you can see that. This is how self-sabotaging Linda's new corp of censorship shills are of their own company. Aaron Rodrigues, who's hiring the new censorship squad at X, promotes his account on Blue Sky, quote, the Twitter ender, made by Dorsey after Musk took over, in his own bio. Hey, by the way, he's, free to promote it. But I mean, again, Twitter's election censorship recruiter, Aaron Rodrigues, basically hates you. The ginger-bearded guy whining about welfare queens and high taxes, he means, ain't got a dollar. Oh, he means, why can't I think of his name? He's already fallen out of the news cycle. The singer, the Daily, and calls the Daily Wire freaks, meaning Ben Shapiro. Yeah, his new censorship hires will be neutral. So basically, it was revealed that these censorship people, the censorship weirdos in, inside of Twitter, were of course politically not just left-leaning. That's the thing. It's never just like left-leaning. It's that these people are full-on leftoids. Here he likes a tweet saying he's just such an effing dip-ass, talking about Elon, and he liked it. I mean, why would you have this guy on your team? And we all know that, like, Elon is very, he makes a lot of emotional decisions. We know that his ego, perhaps some believe is, well-earned, but his ego does drive a good amount of the decisions that he makes. But then you have The Hill writing, Elon Musk makes cuts to X election integrity team. You see, yeah, they're gone. Musk fires election integrity team at X amid disinformation concerns. My guess is it didn't actually have any problem with that. He probably fired them because they were making fun of him, or they publicly
Yeah,
undermined him. That's the real reason Elon probably fired. I've been following his kind of like business decisions. He doesn't really rock with people openly, dissing him, which I understand. But also, sometimes it isn't always the best decision. This one says, X has reportedly cut half the election integrity team. Despite this, X has recently reiterated its plans to hire more staff in the area ahead of major international elections in 2024. Elon writes, "Oh, you mean, quote, election integrity team that was undermining election integrity? Yeah, they're gone." So he admits that he had, I mean, it's not like a revelation, but he says that, bro, actually, these are people that were already interfering. They were already trying to tip the scales. And I mean, and that's why they're fired. That's why these people got fired. Overnight, Musk appeared to offer his initial reaction to the EU's assertion that X had the highest ratio of disinformation among major social media platforms. He posted an image featuring 3 penguins representing Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube saluting another penguin bearing the X logo. I mean, these are what the reason these reports, these firings, these articles, the reason all this stuff happens is because they want to cripple the platform financially. It's the same reason, you see people going after sponsors, for Russell Brand or anybody who accidentally gets too big. X is not, in my opinion, it is not really any better than it was. It's only marginally better than it was when Jack Dorsey ran it. Somehow, like literally every single employee, I think Elon probably fired a bunch of people and thought maybe some people like hid their bias from him. But it really seems like literally everybody at Twitter is some leftoid lunatic. And he probably thought he got them all. And here they were. They revealed their slimy ways. Look, you can believe whatever you want, politically, and still do your job in an unbiased manner. But it just seems like a lot of people can't do that. It's extremely unlikely. And that's what's very interesting about this. It's going to be, this election year is going to be the Super Bowl of free speech battles. And wherever you watch me, I'm glad that you're tuning in, and I hope that you'll subscribe or follow. It's absolutely free, but at least it'll help you find the videos.